Hi, this is Melissa from Mommy Living the Life of Riley, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the newest book from the For Dummies series called Belly Fat for Dummies. Now, it's the new year, so we're all trying to get a little more fit and healthy, and this book actually is a pretty comprehensive guide to do that. It explains some great exercise tips as well as a lot about nutrition and diet and how that can help you be more healthy by eliminating some of your belly fat. Now, in this video, I wanted to discuss, I guess, my 5 biggest takeaways that I really learned, some new things in this book, and wanted to share those with you. I also did a full review of this book on my website, mommylivingthelifeofriley.com, but this video is going to be about my top 5 takeaways from this book. The first is something that totally floored me. I wasn't aware of this at all, and that is your waist to hip ratio. Now, I've always been kind of a thin person, not as much in my older years, but the thing that I've known about myself always is I gain weight around my waist. That's primarily where I'll gain it if I do. Never really thought that this was a problem, but come to find out, your waist to hip ratio can actually determine your predisposition to certain diseases. And when I calculated mine, I found out that I was not in the healthy range as what I would think. I was actually in the moderate range. So really letting me know that even though you might be on the thin side, if your waist to hip ratio is not in a good proportion, you could still have too much belly fat, which could lead to possibly getting some diseases. So this was a big eye-opener for me from the very first. When I was reading this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get this under control, which means I need to take care of some of my belly fat. The next thing is, this book talks a lot about how to implement changes, big changes in small ways. It's very much a proponent for eating low glycemic foods, which means that they're basically foods on the low glycemic scale which will have not as much sugar in them so that they'll metabolize more slowly in your bloodstream and they won't give you those sugar spikes in your blood. The next takeaway that I got from this book is about foods that you should eat to actually fire up your metabolism. Now, we all know that metabolism is what speeds your weight loss. If you have a slow metabolism, you're obviously going to have a harder time losing weight versus if you have a fast metabolism. And this actually tells you that there are some foods that you can eat which will aid in speeding up your metabolism, which we all want. So if you look on here, this is on page 107 of the book, it tells you that there are foods like apples, which I did not know actually sped up your metabolism, cinnamon, ginger, green tea, hot peppers, red and purple grapes, and soup. So I've actually started instituting some of these changes myself. I have an apple every day now, and I put cinnamon in my coffee in the morning. And so I'm glad to know that just these little small changes like this could actually help make burning my belly fat easier. The next takeaway I have here are that there are 3 diet plans that will successfully shed your belly fat. And what I like about this is that they didn't try to do a one-size-fits-all diet plan, because some of us have different needs, some of us have different lifestyle. Maybe we're not so easy to want to change. Some of us, don't have a problem with really doing a big change all at once. So there's the turbocharge, the moderation, and the gradual change plan. And these diet plans will tell you basically the general rules, like, you want to eat non-starchy veggies, you want to pay attention to your plan levels, select your proteins judiciously, that kind of stuff. It gives you the generic things to look out for, and then it also gives you mock eating plans so that you can follow along and see the types of foods and how much of the types of foods you should be consuming at each meal. This was helpful to me because although I do eat breakfast, I don't eat a lot for breakfast. And I was really shocked at how much it was recommended that I should be eating for breakfast. So that's something that I have to work on. But I really like how there was not just one diet plan, but 3, depending on what results you want to see, how fast you want to see them, and how much you want to change at one time. Some people aren't good with just going out and changing everything. They want to do something more gradually. So there's diet plans in there for you for that. And probably my favorite part of this book is that there are some really great recipes in here that support the low belly fat diet plans. Two of my favorites, and actually I had this for breakfast today, was the bean, ham, and cheese breakfast burrito. Now I changed it a little bit. I used turkey instead of ham, and instead of a whole wheat tortilla, I used a corn tortilla, but it was really good, and it kept me full for a long time. It also introduced me to, make sure I pronounce this right, it introduced me to cannellini beans. I have never eaten cannellini beans, but come to find out, they're one of the best beans that you can eat because they have a high degree of the starch that doesn't digest easy, so it makes you feel full longer, and I can attest to that. My breakfast stuck with me for a long time today. And one of my favorite snacks that I'm actually about to make is the crunchy peanut butter banana bites on page 261. I highly recommend this because it's a great snack for after school, for in between meals, if you're kind of, wanting to eat, but it's not really time for you to eat yet. It's basically rolled oats with slices of banana with peanut butter on them. And you shake it all up and so that the oats cover the banana and the peanut butter. And they're really good. My daughter loves them, I love them, everybody in my house loves them. So those are my 5 takeaways from the Belly Fat Diet for Dummies book. And now I believe I'm gonna go make some of those crunchy peanut butter bites right now. See you later.